Hi, this is Ray from Tightrope Media Systems. So NAB 2014 is next week, and I wanted to give everyone that's not going to NAB an overview of what's new in Cablecast 5.3. So let's get started. So what's new? We've revamped our live streaming. We're announcing a new cloud service called Cablecast Reflect. We have some show record improvements. Your improved monitoring of your servers with some RAID and volume health information, and we have a new driver update for our SX servers. So let's get started. Live streaming. We're going to totally revamp our live streaming product and make it way better. So we're now going to deliver adaptive HTTP live streaming, HLS for short. It's a spec proposed by Apple, and it's quickly becoming the industry standard for delivering live video over the web. The adaptive part means that with our newer hardware, which we're also announcing at NAB, we can deliver multiple quality streams. So if someone's connecting to your stream on a phone or a mobile device over like a 3G network, they'll get a low quality stream. And if they are connecting on their laptop in a broadband connection, they'll get a higher quality stream. So different quality streams for different viewers, all coming out of your one piece of hardware. The stream supports mobile, iOS and Android devices, as well as desktop browsers. And the stream is easily embeddable. So it's embedded in the default public website provided by Cablecast. And the UI also gives you easy to access embed code so you can embed the live stream on your own channel or website. And an improvement over the live stream before is the provided embeddable player. If the stream is stopped or paused, say for a program that you don't have the rights to air on your channel, you're able to customize a message that will be viewed in place of the player so that the end user, the viewer in this case, quickly understands that why the stream isn't available at the current time. In addition to the live streaming, we're also announcing a new cloud service called Cablecast Reflect. And I think the most important thing about this slide is the bottom in capital letters is that the service isn't required. So unlike other services where you have to always have a monthly fee or a yearly fee for the service to work, you don't need our cloud service in order to provide internet streaming and video on demand for your viewers. If you have sufficient bandwidth or you don't expect that much online viewing, or you want to use it mostly for confidence monitoring, you can self-host just like you always have with Tightrope products, and you buy them and you own them. However, if you do expect a lot of viewers, or you want to, you don't have an internet connection that can handle that many viewers, you can use our cloud service to enhance the VOD products that you already own. And so how this works is it intelligently caches to the cloud your popular content. And what's awesome about this is that you don't have any trade-offs between the available library of your system. Like you aren't limited to like only 50 gigabytes per month in the cloud or anything like that. You can transcode and offer as much of your video library as you want. And the server only intelligently caches what's actually popular. And what actually gets viewed. So you can instantly go from a program that has no viewers to everyone watching, 10,000 people watching that city council meeting because something funny happened and your city council meeting went viral. So it's a great solution for the ability to have a large video library that's easily manageable without the need to pay someone else to host all that content for you. So a good trade-off between self-hosting and cloud availability. So let's go ahead and take a look at how some of that new streaming stuff works in the UI. So we'll quickly just jump into Cablecast here, and we'll go into autopilot live streaming. And we can see that you get a list on the side here. This system only has one live stream. If we select it over here to the right, we get right away an embeddable player where it's very easy to watch our stream. We'll go ahead and turn this volume off. And again, this is an adaptive stream, so it's detecting how quick my bandwidth is. and delivering the highest quality stream that it can based on my bandwidth. We also, right here in this embed codes tab, it's easy to access the embed codes. If we had the Cablecast Reflect service turned on for this system, which we don't, it would also give us a Reflect embed code that we could copy. So we can also have internal and external embed codes so that you don't use up all your available bandwidth just watching the stream yourself. You can bypass the Reflect service and go straight to the stream. And also we get a log here of everything that's happened. So we can start and stop the stream, stuff like that. So if we're watching the stream and say through the magic of TV, I'm going to go in the background here and pause the stream for a program that is not available to be watched online. So we can see almost instantly the player turned itself off and is telling us that Democracy Now!, the show that's currently on air, is not available for online viewing. And please tune in at 9:30 a.m. to watch Future Talk, which is the next show that will be available on this program. So this is a great improvement over our... we've always had this feature to turn on and off the stream based on the programming, but now the player accurately reflects and gives the viewer a good indication of why they can't watch the stream. You also get a completely different template if the stream is stopped, so I'll do that in the background right now. So if the stream is just stopped for because for maintenance or for whatever reason, it will just tell us a different message. It won't tell us that the stream's going to come back because the system doesn't know when the Cablecast operator will turn the stream back on again. And then when the stream finally does come back online, so through the magic of TV, do that right now, the player will load again and the viewer can start watching the stream again. So let's go see how we set some of that up. So if we go back to the main menu and go into location settings, we'll see we have a new live streaming under our IO tab here. And again, we get a list. We can create as many live streamers as we want. We can go and edit this one. And we see, some basic settings, change some settings. We can enable Reflect if we want. You can see where we get to pick qualities. And devices, so that's all done through the web UI now. If you have our product, you'll know that before there was some manual configuration. That's no longer the issue. You can easily set up all the I/O for everything here. And here's where you get to customize your templates. So you can see that we have an IP-exempt pause template and a stop template. And then we have a bunch of tokens that you can use to customize this. So you can see right here, we're doing current program title is not available for online viewing. Please tune in at the next program start to watch the next program title. So, and you can see I'm using some HTML in here to bold those titles. So if you want to really customize your stop template with like a station logo or something like that, or a channel logo, you can you link to HTML stuff in the templates, and that will be rendered correctly. So that's how you set up the live streaming. And it's also works on your public site. So if we go and check out our public site for this channel, view public site. Give it a second to load here. You can see that the Watch Live link now, instead of launching a new window, just embeds the player, and we can go ahead and watch the stream directly from our live site, our public site. So really awesome improvements to our live streaming. Hope everyone that has our live streaming now upgrades and really sees the benefit out of it. And for those that have avoided our live streaming in the past, either for bandwidth reasons or because of mobile compatibility reasons, it's now a great option partnered with our Cablecast Reflect service. So solving lots of needs here. All right, so let's move on to some of the cool stuff. Say you're not into live streaming. What does Cablecast 5.3 have to offer for you? Well, we have some show record improvements. So we can now create and edit projects, producers, and categories right from the show record. So that's going to save people a lot of time when importing shows. This feature actually came as a pet peeve of mine when I worked at a station, and I still work at a station sometimes, is that we always have producers and projects for everything that comes in that airs on the channel. And when I would get a new show and I have to create a project and a producer, and I would forget, and I would get half the show record entered and then have to go back to a different screen and create that and then come back to the show record and resave it. And now I can just do all that inline, and it saves me a lot of time. The show reel area, we uncluttered that a bit and made it easier to reason about what data is being presented to you. And we added the ability to time reels using an in and an out point. And I actually spelled this slide wrong, so I'll just fix it live right in the video. Magic of TV. So you can now, like, say you're timing something and you have it open in VLC or your nonlinear editor or like Final Cut, and you're like, I know the in and the out point. I don't know the length because VLC doesn't give me the length. It only gives me the in and out points. It's now really easy to do that, to time it that way. So let's go ahead and look at that, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's find my Cablecast. So we'll just go ahead and create a new show. And we can see that next to our project, if we don't have a project selected, we have a new button. We can come in here and create my awesome project. And just go ahead, hit OK, and then the project's already selected for me. I can do the same thing for categories and producers. It looks very similar. So if I have a new producer, I can go ahead and create that, and it's selected for me right away. I don't have to go somewhere else in the UI. I can create those things right from Cablecast. So you can see here the reel is also cleaned up a bit. So what's nice about this is, say we have SX video server, and we know we have an in point of 30 seconds on the file to get past the black. And I don't know the length. I just know it ends at 28 minutes and 30 seconds. I can come in here and enter that, and you can see that it live updated the length for me, and now everything's right. I know my in point is 30 seconds, my length is 28, and my out point is 28:30. And if I say adjust my length to 25 manually, it's going to go ahead and fix my out point for me. So if it was a file that already had a show that already had a file for me too, like this one, you can see that the auto time is back. It's a little clearer what it does. And what this does is, say we had this set to like 10 minutes and 49 seconds, and I want to time it to the length of the file. I just hit auto time, and it will set the length to the length of the file and clear out the endpoint for me. So you can see that this is a lot cleaner now, the reel. It's easier to see what all the data is. It's aligned a lot nicer. And also we improved the files. So right here, this green bar at the bottom is telling me that all my files are valid. It's telling me I have 3 files. And this is a little trickier. I did this in the database, but for people that have multiple servers where the files on multiple servers, you'll now know that you have 4 copies of this file, all in different servers likely, and that 3 of them are valid. And if, say, one was invalid for some reason, or one was still processing, it would show you clearly that you have 3 files and 1 is processing and 2 are valid. So it's a lot clearer now, the state of all your files. It just doesn't default to the first file on the list. So those are improvements to the show record. So our next thing is the servers interface. So if you've ever gone into configuration, your system, the control module hosts, it's kind of a confusing term for some people. All that is really the servers that you have. So we've renamed it to servers to be a little bit clearer. The servers page now provides RAID health and volume health. So the RAID being the RAID on your SX and Pro servers, and then the volume health, all the physical drives on the system. It tells you how full they are. So if they're over 80% full, it'll tell you that they're in warning, and this is because they can't defrag every night, and they can become fragmented and degrade the performance of the system. So an autopilot will give you warning messages when a drive is full or a RAID is degraded or offline. So let's go check that out real quick. So if we go back to main menu, servers, under system settings, servers, we can see that this server is, because I've created it especially in the database, is all sorts of messed up. It hasn't synced in 16 days. The connection's okay, so that's odd. I can go and kill the connection in the background here. And now just watching it live updating within a few seconds, it will tell us that the existing connection was forcibly closed, and then this message will probably update to something more that it can't connect at all, because it's trying to connect every few seconds. So we can see that the RAID status is an error. If we click this, it'll bring up the RAID health dialog, and we can see that a rebuilding array is highlighted in orange, and something that's offline is highlighted red, which means that RAID isn't even accessible anymore. Same thing for volume status. It gives you all the drives on your system, their capacity and free space. And if they're over 80% used, it'll highlight the drive in red. And if they're under 80% used, it'll highlight the used space in green here. So really easy to see how your drives are doing, especially like your content drive. You want to keep it under 80% so that it's able to defrag every night and keep the system nice and snappy. So that is the new servers UI. Also, the RAID, if any RAID is in a warning or error status, or if a volume is in a warning or error status, it will give you a warning or error message during your autopilot sends. So you don't have to come to this screen often. That information will still be provided to you fairly regularly when you send autopilot. Okay, so we just did the servers demo. And then the last thing is the new SX drivers with 5.3. And these really no major features to note, just stability improvements, a lot of bug fixes with these drivers. So that's Cablecast 5.3. If you're not at NAB, I hope this video gave you a good overview of what's new in Cablecast. And if you are at NAB, please come by the booth and get an in-person demo. Hope to see you there. Thank you.